Good evening, Rush Nation. Welcome to the 5 Yard Rush NFL podcast. I am your host, the George Hewitt, and I'm here as always with the off-season champion, Pete Melia, and the other one, Alex Wood, with two S's now. We're increasing the length of that one. How the devil we doing, boys? Missed you. Took a week off. Pete's on mute. He's on mute. Pete's on mute.
I blame you. It's your fault.
You blamed me last time.
I'm glad to talk to you after having an extra 30 seconds without being able to talk to you at the beginning of the pod.
Yeah, just kept you like hanging on. Yeah, I was saying to Alex just before we started, did not like not having a podcast. And I didn't realize we did 26 straight. We did 6 solid months without missing an episode. And yeah, like credit where it's due. Like 3 guys from the UK just like babbling on about the NFL. And yeah, not a down moment. Enjoyed it. Kind of enjoyed the break. Didn't enjoy the break. Had a horrible dream 2 nights ago that didn't nail the intro. Everyone ran out of things to say. It was just dead air. I woke up in a panic and like immediately text Murph. I was like, fix the link to Twitter. He did that. It broke just before we started. So it's just Facebook and YouTube today. But I expect it to be low numbers anyway, because I don't know about a lot of people, but you get a bit of an NFL hangover. The Super Bowl happens. You kind of like get hyped up and then you're just like, I just need a minute. I just don't. Often at this time, I'm not listening to like podcasts and things. I take a couple of weeks, a month off before we start gearing up to what's combine and everything around the corner. On a personal note, nobody really noticed or ever said anything, but I went 6 solid months without repeating a hat. Today is the first time that I am doing so, and that is in celebration of yours, Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl champions. It was the one that I actually wore on the first show that we did as well. So
you're a witch.
There we go.
You're the witch.
Nosferatu. No, he's not a witch. He's a vampire.
He is.
Same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very different.
You're the extra Olsen sister, aren't you?
Is that the good one? Like Elizabeth Olsen?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's fair enough. Yeah. How have you been, Alex? You all right?
Things are great, man. I completely agree with you with the Super Bowl hangover, mainly because that's what I woke up with after the Super Bowl was hangover. Because with the, I mean, we'll talk about it briefly because every other talking head that talks NFL has talked the living daylights out of the Super Bowl. But I really enjoyed it. So because I was having a lot of fun, I just kept drinking.
I think that did help. Not gonna lie, having a few beers did make everything seem better. So yeah, I totally get that. Pete, what do you? How are you? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. It's funny you talk about that stress. Like I do a lot of theatre, and I get
humble brag.
I know. And I get those nightmares really bad when I finished a show. So the entire run up of a show, everything like show week, everything else, I don't stress about it. I sleep like a baby, absolutely fine. The moment that show's finished for about a week and a half, every night I have those dreams. I forgot my lines. I've missed my cue. The lights have gone out. I'm not wearing any pants. And only one of those things has ever happened.
Pro tip, I haven't worn pants once on this podcast.
Nice. The benefits of a standing desk.
Absolutely. You don't know what's happening.
We can hear the swooshing.
You certainly can.
But yeah, I'm good as well. It's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Trying to go into this is probably the biggest lull in the lowest week in the NFL calendar, I would say, because there's always plenty to think about and start previewing and get excited. But it's too early for previews. It's too late for reviews of the game that's just gone on. It's a bit of an odd one, but I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, obviously we should probably like mention a little bit about the Super Bowl. I enjoyed it quite a lot. I spent time with a couple of mates of ours, me and Chris, and it was just one of them like nice things to get together. I thought the halftime show was absolutely boss. I've gone back and watched a bunch of the halftime shows this week. Actually, I haven't rewatched the Super Bowl like I said I would, but yeah, seeing Bad Bunny pop up on the Shakira J-Lo one was I was like, oh yeah, he's already been here before. And just seeing how many I'm like sat watching J-Lo self to like a giant Puerto Rican flag. She's literally holding one up behind her, and nobody cared. All of a sudden, like this whole bits of like her set where she ain't singing in English is Shakira's out there as well doing her thing. It was quite hilarious off of all of that. I think game wise, it was the quickest I've ever seen anybody win a Super Bowl. The second that they really started, I was like, Seattle.
Yeah.
I was happy because I wanted the result. I like it to be a bit closer, but I also didn't want we're so back from the Patriots. You know, if they'd have won it, that'd be it. There'd be dynasty talks. Luckily, I think that might have poured a bit of water on there. There's a lot of talk about their ease of schedule, which I'm enjoying quite a lot. We talked much anyway, but I was right about MVP. About halfway through, I was like, clearly, three.
Yeah.
But there was good odds on the Seahawks kicker as well, wasn't there? At some point.
Yeah, he was. I'm surprised. I guess you're never going to give it to a kicker, right? Which feels mean on him. But
Alex would.
Yeah, I know Alex would. I saw of all the kind of the come down of the MVP talk roller coaster since then. It's a 2-horse race for the MVP. Drake May's right up there. It should be one of the two. It's rubbish. It was all about your schedule. And now all these figures are coming out where Matt Stafford led the league in touchdowns against teams with a winning record. Where did Drake May come on the list? The ranking of quarterbacks for the most touchdowns thrown against teams with a winning record. Where was Drake May, would you reckon?
30th.
I was going to say mid-20s, like 20. I'm going to go 24.
40th.
40th.
That is something special. And so that ties into the schedule thing. The Patriots defense deserved better than that score, has to be said. I thought they held really, really well, considering they were absolutely gassed because they could never get off. But I do want to put a little bit of cold water on too much of the criticizing Drake May, because his line was appalling. He got sacked so much. He got hammered nonstop. It was like Mahomes against the Eagles and against the Bucs. It was just like that, but Mahomes got a free pass because he's got a lot of history and he's shown more on there. So I don't think this is all on Drake May. I think this is more on his line. It has to be said.
Yeah, I completely agree with it. The blocking in general from New England was abysmal. Whether it was running backs chipping in, a tight end trying to make a screen so that someone could get anything going on offense, it was lackluster, and it just seemed, and that half of it could be credit to the Seahawks defense and going, we're just going to absolutely destroy you every single time and go around you with the quickness and speed. Because I think it was the time that Drake May had to throw every single snap was under 3 seconds, wasn't it?
Mm.
Because of that's how quickly his line and his pockets collapsed. And you can't do anything in that, and I completely get it. But still, you saw how up the Seahawks were for it. From minute one, they were energized. They were like, let's do it. And then the Patriots were like, we've been here before. No, you haven't. None of your team has been here before. You're all really new. You guys need this, and you need to treat this like you're brand spanking new. But everyone's like, no, we win all the time. We've definitely got this. And it was that tonal energy shift that I think really made a massive difference as well.
Yeah, agreed. The interesting one, I think, out of all of this is Will Campbell, their tackle, because early in the season he looked good. He looked promising. Now, in the kind of the draft season, a lot of the talk was he's declaring as a tackle. He probably projects more as a guard in the NFL, but they played him at left tackle. They picked him very, very high. Was it 5th overall? I think they took him, and he started the season well, admittedly against a bunch of generally poor edge rushers. But he's got worse and worse and worse. And he said himself he was injured during the season, and he's been playing through an injury the most sacks by a QB in playoff history.
Yes.
Which
Burrow,
is
just like
take that. So it'd be interesting to see next year. Is he just not very good? Is he more of a guard? Or was it just that he was injured and needed to be healthy and that room to grow? And I'm not sure, because he's still getting beat on bull rushes. And as a left tackle, you shouldn't be being beat with just a simple bull rush. That's not on. So yeah, he's a fascinating player for me coming into next season because it's such an important role.
Probably shift him then. Draft somebody in his place.
Yeah, essentially.
Plenty of time for who we would fire on every team. Shout out to I don't know his name. I'm terrible, but like the worst O lineman for the Seahawks. There's a guy on TikTok who's just been tracking all of his incredibly terrible moves, and he's ended up being like a Super Bowl winner. Like he just honestly he bails out of tackles. He does absolutely nothing. At one point, he tackles Kenneth Walker. I don't think that one was in the Super Bowl, but he's just out there causing more pain than good. It was hilarious how bad he is. And this dude that's been tracking him all season was like, can't believe he did it. He won a goddamn Super Bowl. He's going to get a ring. It's a horrible performance. I'll have to find out it is, and I'll post a comment about it or something. But it just it made me laugh because like at this point, any like regular Joe could get the Super Bowl ring. I forgot to check. I wanted to know who was Darnold's backup. I'm always curious about like the QB that gets a ring for just being the backup somewhere.
It is
that it's
Drew Lock.
There you go, Drew Lock, Super Bowl winning Drew Lock.
Beautiful.
Super Bowl QB. Yeah.
God,
yeah, but yeah, it was good. God knows what it's going to be like going into the rest of this like off season now. But I guess we'll keep rolling with the punches. Should we do some news?
Why not?
Yes, sir. News from the underground.
Zazu, sir. News from the underground. Yeah. So now we're just in like weird news season. Like speculation, a lot of people going, well, if I were the Oakland Raiders or Las Vegas Raiders, I would trade Max Crosby for so much. Like people are really scrambling to write something at the moment. It's quite hilarious. I was reading the news today. I was like, we can't talk about that. That's just opinion. That's just made up. I'm really pleased that somebody found something to go on. So, oh God, James Pierce Jr. Arrested, faces 5 felony charges. Go on, who popped this one in? I know we were talking about it. It was going to happen, but
yeah, we kind of had sort of this is probably the biggest news stories. So James Pierce Jr., if you don't know, is the rookie defensive end for the Atlanta Falcons. They got him in the big blockbuster trade they made at the end of the first round of the draft last year. So they picked one defensive end, then they traded with the Rams to move back into the first to get James Pierce. And they gave up this year's first, which is going to be the 13th overall pick. Bear in mind that it's a very defensive end heavy draft this year as well. And they gave up last year's second and last year's 7th. For a third and for James Pierce. They gave up a haul for him. And to be fair, he looked great on the field. his activities off the field, which were the reason he fell, because he was a known liability and a bit of a head case coming out. Otherwise, he'd been a top 10 pick. Have come to bite him. So he's dating Rakaya Jackson as WNBA player. They had been dating for about 3 years. They broke up. She blocked him. He then started stalking her, attacked her with a deadly weapon. I don't know what it is. I assume that kind of hint at a pistol whipping of something like that, but I don't know off the top of my head. It might have been released and I've not seen it. But 2 counts of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, aggravated stalking. The police told him to get on the floor and he refused. Then he ran off, got into his Lamborghini and deliberately drove at a police officer to help in his attempt to flee. Like hit the officer in the knee and then drove off. And obviously they caught him. And this is all on film as well, so he's not getting away with it. He's out on bail, but yeah, it's all body camera. Boo that man.
There we go. Boo that man. Not to light it up with a sound effect, but come on, James Pitts Jr. Be better. Like, that is such a dumb thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I saw the 7 police officers trying to like tackle him to the ground. And like a lot of the comments were, you can see why they moved up for him. I'm not gonna lie. Watching him throw him off, I was like, "Whoa, you're gonna be a cowboy." Like, just, you've got Dallas Cowboys written all over you if you ever get out of the clink, JP Jr.
And he won't. And Chief Carter said, "I will throw everything I've got, every possible resource at my disposal. I will make sure he goes away for as longest time possible."
Good.
Yeah, and good. Yeah, deserved.
Yep. Jog on.
My stupidity. Yeah.
Couldn't have happened to a better team. Perfectly okay with that happening to the Falcons. I do have a question. Do they get any kind of compensation, or you drafted a felon, you deal with the felony? Like,
his contract becomes voided, so they don't have to pay his salary.
Okay.
I think if found guilty, I don't think they can just go, if he's not found guilty. But yeah, when that goes through, he's done.
Depends
You'd
on his
think
contract.
there would be like a gross misconduct, wouldn't you? Like, there's got to be.
Because the Raiders cut ties with Henry Ruggs before he got sent down.
Also,
yeah. You can cut ties. I suppose I don't know what the salary situation is with that. But yeah, they'll cut. It's not like if this court case gets postponed into the back end of the season, they're going to play him for the first 6 or 7 weeks. I don't think so because of the optics of it. That'd be. They've had some bad optics with draft picks and things going a bit wrong off.
Or you know, they could just be the Kansas City Chiefs and welcome him back as in some kind of hero, wear t-shirts to support him, and then celebrate when he returns.
Yeah, could do. That would be a terrible move from an organization. So that aside, from one felon to another.
Moving beautifully on top of the Chiefs and past reprobates, Tyreek Hill. The Finns kind of cut bait with a few players on Monday. Clearing house, obviously they've got Jeff Hafley and they've got a new head coach. They've got a big rebuild to do. They've not got a lot of tradable pieces, so it seems like they're just getting rid of everything. The most notable is Tyreek Hill, who has been cut. I don't think it's particularly surprising. It's big news because it's a big name, but he's back-to-back 1,700-yard seasons when he came. Wasn't particularly great in 2024. The team weren't in general. And then last year, obviously, he was injured. It was a really, really bad injury as well. Yeah.
He was having a good season up until that injury, to be fair. He looked old, Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. But he repaired the ACL, but his LCL, he thought it was just a sprain and he didn't need to repair it, and he does. It needs surgery. So he's been cut and he needs another surgery on his LCL. And for a guy that is not entirely reliant on speed, that's not fair. But that is his calling card. He calls himself cheater for a reason. That's his +1.
Not because he's good at Monopoly, because he's fast.
Because you're a cheater, Alex.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Alex,
yeah,
you
but
cheat.
like just
That's how
because
you win Monopoly, Alex. You cheat.
no,
That's
bro,
how you
no.
win. It's
That's
how-
it's
that's how
literally
you
baked
win.
into the rules, Alex.
Nah,
That
I'm not a fan of that.
you
You win
think in
Monopoly.
real life anyone got a Monopoly by not cheating the rules. Hence the board game. If you're not cheating, you're not doing it right.
That's how you get a Monopoly in real life. And also, the way you win at Monopoly is by not playing Monopoly.
That's fair. Yeah.
It's just like poker, isn't that like play the game, not the cards? Like play the man,
Yeah.
not the cards.
Play any other game, not the cards. But yeah, the Tyreek Hill one was quite an interesting one because they saved $23 million in salary this year, but they take a $28 million dead cap hit. If they'd have designated him as a post June 1st cut, they could have spread that dead cap across the next 2 seasons. They're cutting him now to just eat it. It's screaming, we're tanking this year. They got rid of him. Bradley Chubb is the other big one as well. It's just eat the dead cap now, and that'll give us lots more flexibility in 12 months' time when we've taken some draft picks and ready to go. And I think it's really key for them because they've not had a lot of first-round picks over the last few years. They've had significantly fewer than most teams from trades. Like they gave up a first for Bradley Chubb. They gave up first-round picks for Hill as well, did they?
Yeah.
I can't remember what they gave up for Hill. So they've given up quite a few picks and just gone F them picks. And now it's kind of coming home to roost. So the only real kind of A-chip talent that you look on that team and go, he's a real tradable asset, is probably Jalen Waddle.
Who reportedly requested the trade this morning.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Fair enough.
It's-
I stand
it's
by that. Yeah, me too. Cut me.
I'm next.
Cut me. I stand by Tyreek Hill got cut because he's not a good culture fit. I think it's a good excuse for him and the team to be like, it's probably injury. They don't have to say anything, obviously, but if they did, then it could be hinted at that. But I think that the shift in the culture is getting away from the Tyreek Hills of the world and try and rebuild a bit more of a less arsehole culture in Miami.
And
Go on, finish it off.
no, all I was going to say is that when you look at the reasons why you cut players, you cut them because they're reprobates, because they are old, because they are injured, and because they're expensive. He's like the Captain Planet of reasons to cut. So
They all got together and put their rings out.
Yeah, and just Tyreek Hill just comes
Tyreek
out,
Hill
punches the one that's wearing a dress.
And the
Go on, Alex.
I don't think I can top Captain Planet.
Well, you playing
out of
obscure
all
reference bingo at home.
I was going to say, out of all the references that you could have done, I was kind of expecting Wonder Twins be the shape of Tyreek Hill or something like that.
Nice.
I was expecting that one. But, the other thing I was going to say is the man that built this culture and the man that, made it okay for all these players to be here and for all these trades to do it, he's suddenly gone to the Chargers. So yeah, everything's going to be fine. Oh, God.
Bradley Chubb was more of a surprise than Tyreek Hill for me. The crazy thing is I think they cut Chubb first. But I get all of my news from the sleeper notifications. There's no fantasy implication for Bradley Chubb. Sleeper are on it. They are so fast at getting the news out there. But obviously, you're not going to get a Bradley Chubb notification, are you? It's a Tyreek Hill notification. So it was like 2 hours prior. So that one did surprise me because I remember when he got drafted, everyone was like, it was Broncos, wasn't it, that picked him up originally?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember everyone absolutely gushing over him. I didn't even realize he was on the Dolphins. That's how little an impact I feel like he's made this year, but also
Well,
how little impact the Dolphins have made this year.
I think that's more what it is. Like I was watching a video. It was by a Broncos fan, and they were saying the best first round picks the Broncos have taken in the last 20 years, and they've taken some good picks, to be fair. And he was fourth, ahead of Bo Nix. So it kind of shows how he was felt there. And it was I think it was a first and a fourth or something like that. Coming towards the end of his deal in Denver when they brought him in, he's not been lights out. He's not been obviously like a Mike or anybody like that, but still 8.5 sacks last year. He's a productive defensive end, which are hard to come by. So I think there's a market there. I'm surprised he couldn't have picked up. If you're rebuilding, I'm sure you could have got like a fourth for him. The issue is probably, yeah. I think the issue is they restructured, and it was $31 million cap hit for 2026, and that's the problem. But could you have traded to eat a little bit of that salary and then get an extra pick?
Yeah.
Rather, yes and no, most likely, because you've looked at the expensive defensive end market over the last two seasons. Mm-hmm. Because if that was going to be the case, then Myles Garrett would no longer be a Cleveland Brown. Max Crosby wouldn't still be on the Raiders, and we wouldn't be talking about this all over the place. So yeah, Bradley Chubb is a level below them, and yet people are still not willing to pay him.
Mm. Weird. Or interested to know how much they explored the market, or just thought, do you know what? We don't want that cap. Let's just get rid, and move on, and just have a blank slate. But I don't think there was the rush that was needed, that was there, to be honest. So I'm very intrigued. Very intrigued.
Unless he had a meeting, like Jeff Hafley met with everybody and introduced himself like post Super Bowl and was like, "Hey, I'm Jeff Hafley, I'm the new head coach," and like wanted to walk around and stuff like that, and sat down with each guy, which you would think a head coach would do. Sit down with each player and be like, "Hey, this is what we kind of see for this, and these are the guys that were belled against it the most."
Yeah.
So it's just
quite possibly
just snapping ties.
Well, just come in, assert dominance, just blind fire, just walk in. Right, Jeff, the first person to look at, they're getting cut. Bradley, nice to meet you.
There is certainly a fit thing as well. Jeff Hafley plays a 4-3 defense, so he wants proper defensive ends, and Bradley Chubb's an outside linebacker, so he's more of a 3-4 base. So I think that if they thought he's not going to be as productive, maybe.
I still think the trade on name alone you could do fine. Like it's a surprise. It is.
Yeah.
And he's going to get absolutely snapped up. I don't think he'll be sat around for long. Because he's cut, he can sign anything. He doesn't have to wait for free agency or anything, does he?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would expect him to be somewhere pretty damn soon, definitely before the draft. Or if he isn't, somebody who misses their guy in the draft will go, right, well, get on the phone, let's get Chime in during the draft, possibly. Like he won't be sat in his ass.
I wouldn't even be surprised if we're talking like somebody like the Rams or the Lions, just pick him up quietly. Like nobody even mentions it. We kind of wait 2 weeks. The Rams do their due diligence, the Lions do their due diligence, and just pick him up. And then everyone's like, "Oh, well, this isn't a story, really." We remember like back in later on June, July, we're like, "Oh my God, yeah, I forgot. Bradley Chubb's a lion. Bradley Chubb's a ram." Like
stood on like a podium at a Super Bowl, and you're like, "What?"
Yeah. Be fascinating. Because you'd think one of those teams, like the Seahawks, who've got loads of cap space, would just go, come, take a team-friendly deal, and let's see if we can run it back and appeal that way.
Depth. We talk about depth all the time. He's a massive depth piece. You can just really like cycle him through. If he's not your number one, you could do okay from there. I just realized as well we're 26 minutes away from the franchise tag being eligible. It's 4:00 today. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that, because one of the biggest news stories on the franchise tag, and it shouldn't be, is the Seahawks. According to Schefter, the Seahawks aren't planning on using the franchise tag on Kenneth Walker. Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker. They're not going to franchise him. Yeah. The reason they're not going to franchise tag him is because they don't franchise tag anybody.
No.
They tag him on they very rarely do. When they do, they tag and trade. They've got a lot of players to franchise tag. The franchise tag for running backs $14 million a year. I think that's a steep price for Kenneth Walker, who was good, but also generally part of a tandem with Charbonnet. I think they offer him a contract, but it's probably shy of that 14, maybe 10, 12 million a year for a couple of years. I think it's more likely what happens. So I think it's kind of a non-story.
Because again, this isn't a story there. No one wants to pay running backs. Paying running backs isn't sexy. Paying wide receivers, sexy. Paying quarterbacks, sexy. Even paying a cornerback is considered sexy. But paying a running back, nah. That's like seeing your grandma in a 90. You're not wanting that.
None of that.
Swift got 3 years, $8 million. Walker's a bit better than that. So 3 years, $8 million a year. So 24 million with 16 guaranteed. And they're talking 14 million a year on that franchise tag when they need it elsewhere. They'd be insane to have done it. And it would have just been pure sentimentality. And I just don't see the point, if I'm honest.
Yeah, totally agree. And he's not their number one running back. He is currently, obviously, because Charbonnet is out. But I think Charbonnet is still the 1A and he's the 1B.
He's the 1A in the goal line. He's the red zone. Walker's the one. I think he takes more of the runs between the 20s. But Charbonnet gets all the good carries, the juicy stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah. That's why it's 1A and 1B, not 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So you're going to need him. He'll probably have to negotiate something, and it could just be a non-story, and they're like, he could be like, tag me, give me the 14 million. And they're like, nah, no, because you're worth this.
Yeah,
you could go somewhere else and not win another Super Bowl and go take this, what we're offering you, elsewhere and be the number one at the Raiders. Obviously not the Raiders, but you could just end up any old place, like
Titans,
running back hell. Yeah. Oh God, yeah. He'll probably stick around and not do anything with it. Go on, Alex.
There are some good running back free agents this season.
I've not had a good look yet. Who's like top few?
So you've got Travis Etienne.
Love it.
You've got Breece Hall, J.K. Dobbins.
He's Bobbins.
If anybody cares about a Raheem Mostert rerun, potentially, but like you're looking at
that took a massive drop off a cliff there for a second, didn't
it? Yeah. You're looking at
Breece Hall, and then
it's pretty much Breece Hall and can Nick Chubb find his legs again? But he can't.
Cannot.
He hasn't got it. He can't. No. He can't.
Can J.K. Dobbins? Dobbins was good.
J.K. Dobbins. That's the question.
Yeah.
Can J.K. Dobbins?
And the answer is no. Yeah. No, he can't.
He'll get picked up, but no.
Too many injuries, and there's a few teams that need a running back as well that are in desperate need. So Breece Hall's market is going to be intriguing. I would say Breece Hall is the only one that I'd have above Kenneth Walker.
Maybe
it's not that much either.
No, Etienne's I love Etienne. I think he's fantastic. I would be kind of sad as a Jags fan to see him go, but he will flourish somewhere. Maybe go play with his brother. Although I don't need any more running backs in Carolina. They're got too much going on there.
Yeah, we've got Jonathan Brooks coming back. All my fantasy teams would have clinged on to him. Please, cling on to him. Please be a thing.
I mean, Dowdle's on the list. Dowdle's on the list of a free agent running back because obviously he doesn't want to come back to the Panthers anyway, does he, at Carolina? So, but again, he had a really good purple patch, but was the purple patch good enough for a good contract? I'm not so sure.
It wasn't good enough for him to stay as the running back.
That's a good point.
They were just like, nah, mate, we'll rather have Chuba Hubbard. Thank you very much.
Yeah, fair enough. And on to, I haven't got a segue for this. Jermaine Edmonds look likely to be cut. This is just you with like a deep cut Bears story that no one else is reporting on, isn't it, Pete?
Well, it only came out shortly before, so there's a couple of.
Are you breaking this news? Does he know?
Allegedly. No, but I think he's one of the really intrigued ones because he was a massive pickup for the Bills when the Bears picked him up. He was really good at the beginning of the year, like really, really good. He had a couple of amazing. If you remember, I think it was the Lions game where he had the 96-yard pick six, but apparently the player had just stroked his leg and it was down by contact, so it didn't count. He looked really good, got injured, came back and was slowed down, and they're going to cut him. I think he's going to end up being a really big pickup for somebody. I think he's going to be an absolute steal. So that's fascinating to me because the Bears linebackers could not stay healthy this year. Everybody was crocked all year, and it was just a parade of who for pretty much week 1 to week 19. Yeah, so that was a minor one. The more interesting one of those rumors, which I think should have a bit of juice on it, is that the Giants are open to trading Dexter Lawrence and Kayvon Thibodeau. Now Thibodeau's kind of flattered to deceive. He's never lived up to his draft capital, but Dexter Lawrence is very, very, very good DT. I think sexy Dexy. So I think that's going to dominate the news cycle for the next week or two. So I'm intrigued to see what happens there because there are teams, including the Bears, that desperately need somebody like that on their team. Yeah, so I think should be fun. Same as the Chargers as well.
Speaking of the Bears, did anyone happen to see who was the guest on Max Crosby's podcast this week?
No,
not see.
It was Bears QB Caleb Williams.
Oh, his new best friend.
Friends. The recruitment drive has begun, everybody. The Bears are coming for him.
The talk, was it Bill Barnwell? It's one that's got a lot of coverage in my kind of socials anyway, which it will do, of what they think would get it done to get Max Crosby is Max Crosby and a 5th for DJ Moore and a 1st. And if I'm the Bears, I'm all over that. But I think it takes more, if I'm completely honest. I'm a 25th overall pick and DJ Moore for a 5th and Max Crosby. I'd love it to happen. I don't see it happening, to be honest.
Yeah, I think you just drop that 5th. I think you're asking for too much by also getting a pick back.
Yeah.
And if it is a 5th, it's a 5th in like 2029 or something daft. Like
just
the worst, longest away. Like, fine, you can have a 5th rounder in the year of our Lord 2032.
Yeah, well, we're 3 good coaches from now. Yeah.
yeah. But that is interesting. I like it when it's like in wrestling when kayfabe's dead. You know, the off season they all start like practicing together and hanging out and going for dinners, being at basketball games, being on each other's podcasts because everyone has to have a pod. Max Crosby, you're watching. I know you are. Hear me out. You already have a career. Step off of ours. Like,
yeah,
let's just like we'll talk. You just go and like run into people. That's fine.
If you want to be that really cool guy that everybody loves and has a big career afterwards, make it your thing to go and guest spot lots of much smaller pods. And just reach out your age. Just jump on our pod. It'll pop so much more for you, and you'll get a Wallpaper Man of the Year award. I'll tell you that.
I'm nominated
in the media community.
I wonder how much it would take for one of us to get on to some kind of committee to be voting for something. At least in like NFL honors, I think if we get to a certain level, we might be able to sway a vote like one between us. So as a podcast, we get to choose on like comeback player of the year, but only that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cam Scatterbo MVP, that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Every year. Vote once, they're like, never again.
Why does he keep
Absolutely
coming?
not.
Why does he keep turning up? He's been retired for 9 years.
He's still there, with his suit on, like head cast. And I guess the last bit of story we kind of alluded to it a little bit earlier is the combine starts on Monday. That I swear to God, that keeps getting around quicker and quicker.
Yeah, it's bananas, isn't it?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm really pleased. My work won't be because I tend to just stick the combine on like it's Sky Sports News in a pub and just leave them all running around and just every now and again like not focusing on what I'm doing and just be like, oh yeah, and then just get like back to it. So I don't remember anybody, but I'm like, like when at the moment, obviously Winter Olympics, and you're watching that as an absolute rank amateur, going, could tighten up that triple axle, couldn't you? Like, that's where I'm at when we're at the combine, like just being like, oh,
shoulders.
You weren't off the blocks enough. What you need to do is get this arm. Like I saw Usain Bolt once show a group of rookies how to sprint. So now I'm like, it's all about winding everything. Yeah. You know what, guys? If you're not going to do it, I'm not going to teach you. So yeah, I turned into a weird combine addict.
We were watching the curling fiasco live.
With the GB one or the Canada one?
The Canada Sweden one live. We were watching it live, and literally my other half turned around and went, "That's just disgusting. That's not on."
And have you seen the best thing
about the game's gone?
Like, what? What are we doing? Like, what's he done
She just rips out the rule book and goes, "You'll see."
Yeah, can't be doing that. Can't be doing that.
It's just not in the spirit of the game. And I'm like, what are we talking about?
My favourite bit of all of that is the story that the Swedes campaigned to have that camera put there. They know that Canada do this every single time, so they campaigned to have that camera on that angle so they could catch Canada out.
The sting operation.
Yeah, that's Belichickian.
Yeah, Betty. I'm here for the Betty. Yeah. Good effort, Winter Olympics. This week has been easier thanks to that, and there's some like mad ones to come. Have you seen the one where they've got like ski uphill, take some things off there?
That is now a meme of the week. That's been used. That GIF has been used so many times. Where it's just like proper storming it up. Oh my God.
There's a new event. Awesome. I think it's on Thursday, Alex. So it's like they've got to do pit stops. They've got to do like transitions. So they've got like ski uphill a bunch. And then when they get to a certain point, they have to take their skis off and then run uphill a bit. And then they've got to ski uphill a little bit more. And then while on their skis, because they've got like a grippy thing on the bottom of their skis, they've got to get that off and then skate uphill without that grip on. But the way they do it is they put their skis on, hold on to it's like tape, and they do a little bunny hop and like whip it away, and then they're off to the races. And then they've got to race each other downhill. It's going to be amazing. Honestly, I don't know what it's called. It's like ski cross or something, but it's going to be absolutely wild. It's a new event for the Winter Olympics this time around. Yeah, it's going to be great. Yeah. This is what happens, NFL, when you go and have something stupid like an off season. How dare they?
We celebrate the Winter Olympics despite the fact that this year was the first time in history Britain's won a gold medal on the snow. On the snow, the female snowboarder, wasn't it?
Sorry, just at the end, like snooker in the downhill.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Before we move off the Winter Olympics, can we also just talk about how mad Skeleton is?
Yes.
Like
insane.
Yeah. That's insane. And we watch a sport where grown men slam into each other with the ferocity of cars, but like Skeleton's insane.
Yeah, for a generation of people traumatized by that really bad crash in Cool Runnings.
I was going to say Cool Runnings. I was wondering if you were going to say Cool Runnings. So I was like, is there a real one? Because I'm thinking Cool Runnings.
Yeah, from Cool Runnings, and then they had a massive bobsled around them, and we're just going to go down on a tea tray, and just YOLO it. Insane, absolutely.
We can technically bring it back to the NFL because Myles Garrett was there with his gold medalist snowboarding. Yes. I want to say wife, could be girlfriend, don't know, not up to date with their marital status, but he was there supporting her. Credit to him.
Yeah.
He had a really cool jacket with her picture on it as well. Like that's like sport women and what they do, man.
Yeah. Good on him.
Then on the flip side, we had to watch Jake Paul crying because his wife won a medal.
Oh yeah,
I'll cry.
yeah. I saw him cry once. It came just after this move. So good. Like that might be, if that's not in like the running for photo of the year, I don't know what is. God bless him. On to the topic of the show. The cold winter months, seasonal depression has set in nice and hard. We've ran out of American football to watch. So now we are going through the stages of grief, starting with denial. Each week, we're going to hit a new stage of grief until eventually we come to acceptance, which I think falls in line to everything starting to get fun again. So I figured that this would be a nice way to kind of just mourn, get over it collectively. If anybody wants to join in and just get the words out there and try and heal because the NFL season is over. I said to you guys, I said, look, it is just a topic. Use it however you want, cathartically. I don't know if you've both chosen NFL stuff or if you're just now here to like denounce the moon landing or whatever it may be. You shake your head, Alex. Honestly, honest to God, I tell no lies, Mrs. Hewitt. There is a part of her that's like, they staged that. Yeah. She absolutely. There's part of her where she just cannot believe that it is a thing. It's not like, oh, the flag's floating, there's no atmosphere. She's just like, nah, there's no way that we just why do we land them there? You know? I'm like, 'cause it's a feat. Like, why do you climb a mountain? Anyway. So yeah, if you ever bump into Jammer on the street, just like give her a thumbs down for that one. Go on, Alex. Kick us off. What do you deny from anything? I guess
the small quarterbacks aren't a thing and will never work in the NFL. I'm in denial about it. I think
you're in denial about it. You think they will?
Yeah, I think some team can save Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray can be saved.
Who swoops in?
That's the question, man. Who swoops in? I don't know. But I think Kyler Murray can be saved because Bryce Young looked good at some points last year, and he's given me revigorating hope about other small quarterbacks working. And I'm in denial that, like, because we said it multiple times, small quarterbacks don't work because you can't see over the line. They can't see running around. The helmets are too big. They don't save them. They walk around like it's a bobblehead. But I think small quarterbacks can work. They can work, man. And I don't know if I'm in denial about it, but I think they can work.
Gosh.
I'm in agreement with you. It's heavily dependent on coaching. But we saw Kyler in the early days with Cliff Kingsbury be very, very good. I remember the stats at the time, like every single game that he played, if he played 100% of snaps, I know it's fantasy, but there is a correlation. He was a top 10 fantasy quarterback. Every single game, he played 100% of snaps. So he needs a really good O-line, and he needs a coach that plays to his strengths. And annoyingly, the obvious person that's immediately jumped out was John Harbaugh, but he's got Jackson Dart, so he's not taking Kyler Murray. But if he'd have gone with Harbaugh or to Cleveland, because Todd Monken has obviously worked with Lamar, and if he can use some of those skills and some of that scheme, it's a much more easy transfer from that to Kyler than it is from that to Shedeur or Dylan Gabriel.
I like how you talked yourself into that there, and the gerbil agrees, or guinea pig.
Agrees.
I liked seeing the workings out as you were connecting the dots, and I think you might be on something in two ways there. Yes, it could be the Giants in as a backup because hear me out, Jackson Dart keeps hanging out with Scatterboot. So like, there's a good chance you sit in a room with Kyler Murray. You go, here, Kyler, look, you're gonna be the backup, but like between you and me, you're gonna start like 6 games at least. Let's do that. Let's just
and also Kyler's now got someone to play Call of Duty with. Scatterboot's going to play Call of Duty with him.
They would be really good friends.
Do you know
That's
what I mean?
They've got a podcast. They've got the post-career sorted.
That's it, man.
They're
going to
we
start
need more
esports
NFL players doing podcasts. Yeah.
They're going to start an esports team and everything. Like, they're going to run a Call of Duty team. They're going to be the new Optic.
Oh, I love it.
Like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're just shipping him over to the Giants, and look, that is quite a good fit. Obviously, they've just had the Russ Wilson kind of era, and he's a similar kind of vein as Kyler Murray. Like, I doubt he'll still be there. I don't know if he was cut or anything like that already, but yeah, I can see it. I think Browns is fun, but you just fall into that. If you're Kyler Murray, you just see the absolute show that they're putting on with QBs and this and that, and you would go, not entirely sure I want to back up anybody there. But like, credit to the Cleveland Browns, they did have 2 QBs in the Pro Bowl, so it. I mention the cursed monkey paw all the time, but Myles Garrett, you got what you asked for, okay? Miles, we guarantee you we're going to have at least 1 Pro Bowl QB for you. And it's like, nice one. That's it. Yeah. It was Joe Flacco.
And Shadoop.
Yeah. I like small QBs. I don't think they work, but I like that they keep trying to make them a thing, and I will forever enjoy watching that. I had a proper thing for Bryce Young this season. Going into the next one, probably still the same. Still quite like hyped for him and what he does. Obviously, Hall of Famer Drew Brees was not the most tall QB of all time, but he still smashed a bunch of records, hit the Hall of Fame, won a Super Bowl. So again, yeah, it's about coaching. It's what you can like do with them. I think if you've got a smaller than average QB, the temptation is to get them to scramble around a bunch, but I don't think that should be the case. I think you should get them to drop back a ton and then like go for it. Because like, get your mathematicians out here. Like, all of a sudden, angles become much clearer once you've got that distance on them. So do something like that. Don't just be like, abandon it and go for the run. You're going to get hit. You're going to end up RG3'd out of the game. So there you go. I'm going to go next with what I'm in denial about. I refuse to believe that the Patriots could have done any better in the Super Bowl against any of the NFC teams that were in the playoffs. I'm talking Panthers. I'm including the lot of them. I don't think that any part of the New England Patriots and the MVP talks around Drake, May, none of that showed me that they could have beat a single NFC team. It was the NFC Super Bowl. Just didn't matter which one got there. They were definitely going to do that. And the Patriots were a clown show of people that they went up against. So am I in denial that the Carolina Panthers could have beat the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl? Quite possibly. But they put it up against the Rams. They got didn't they win against Green Bay as well? Before Green Bay started to like really suffer. I think that was probably the nail in the coffin for them.
Yeah.
So I just think any single one of them would have done it. Niners were in there. Obviously, Rams, Seahawks, Panthers. I can't remember everybody, but they all would have beaten the Patriots. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Duh. Most obvious. Stolen championship. But yeah, I think you're right. Alex's angry furrowed brow suggests he might think otherwise.
I'm sure they played the Panthers in the regular season, and I'm just checking their.
A lot of people played the Panthers in the regular season. Doesn't matter. By the time they got to the playoffs, the Panthers were a different beast.
Yeah, they absolutely battered them. They won 42-13.
What week was
Really
that?
does.
That was it was week 5.
Yeah.
5.
The
Yeah,
Panthers were
yeah,
a different beast by the end.
yeah. They weren't even in mid-season form by then, Alex.
I think the way that Patriots line was playing by the playoffs, I think I'm inclined to agree. Or if nothing else, the worst teams in the NFC would be a close game in there.
Yeah.
They had a very, very easy ride to the Super Bowl, and it was entirely reliant on the defense. So yeah, I have a tendency to agree.
Yeah. Also, side note, new Pope, Seahawks made the Super Bowl. They don't always have to win it, but every single time it's happened now. It's weird that it would happen once, but it's happened 3 times now. New Pope, the Seahawks made the Super Bowl.
They their helmets next year, they change them to just have one of those little caps.
Yeah, just like a little
white skull cap like Pope wears.
I want to say Yamka, but I don't want to be that guy.
Yamek is Jewish. Yamek is Jewish.
No. What
are they called?
Why are they ripping off the Jewish style? Save for the religion podcast.
There's a lot of history to go into there. I don't think we have enough time for it on a podcast.
I think we do. Strap in, everybody. Wait for hour 3.
The theology pod.
That's right.
It's called a staccato.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Sounds like a coffee machine.
I was going to say it sounds like a running back. Yeah.
It's
the Mario staccato. Yeah. 80s, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. There you go. There's a specific colouring system of it as well, and it's meant to be worn in daily life. So yeah,
we could somehow tie this into the Cardinals. There's something in there.
That's why there's a red.
That's the one. Go ahead, Pete. What are you in denial about? Let's start.
I am in denial that the AFC is this much weaker than the NFC. I think this just felt in so many ways like a weird season, because for this to be the case, the Chiefs need to continue to be bad, and I don't think they will. I think with Bieniemy in, that will help the offense. They've got a good draft capital now to be able to make some moves on there, and I expect them to draft better and get back. It was a weird one for the Ravens, and I think with fresh blood moving away from Todd Monken, they'll get things back going on offense as well. I think the Bengals surely at some point will hit on a draft pick on defense, and something will happen on that defense to make them live up to the offense. I think it's a weird season, and the NFL yo-yo so much, but the AFC looked so, as we've just said, so unbelievably bad, and the league looked so imbalanced that you would think the Lions, who were finished bottom of their division and didn't make the playoffs, could have made the Super Bowl on the AFC side. I don't think that's the case next year. I think we're looking next year at the AFC as having the powerhouses once again, whether that's the Bills or the Chiefs or the Ravens or somebody else that comes storming through the Broncos or the Patriots and they develop further. I don't know. But I think, this year was a weird blip, as often happens in the NFL, and it's not going to continue.
Nah, AFC sucks. Boo. I'm tired of pretending that it's a thing, okay? Like, when were the Bills last in the Super Bowl? When were the Ravens last in a Super Bowl? Like, nah. They have one, maybe 2 good teams each year, and sometimes only one. So, no, I refuse to believe all of that. They still have, like, the Steelers in their in the AFC. The Browns are over there. The Colts, don't care what you say. They were just a cute story. Back on the Colts, it turns out, didn't have that one pre-planned. Just sometimes it's just natural, isn't it? Like, I just wanted to shout out as well, because you're like, surely the Bengals are gonna like draft defensively. I had to double check because I was on ESPN earlier, and in the opinion of Matt Bowen, the number one free agent signing would be Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah.
So let's maybe start there.
Yeah, the Bengals just franchise tag him again because they're cheap.
Yeah.
And Daniel Jeremiah has them drafting Caleb Downs. So there's another defensive player.
There you go. They're going to do it. Rise of the Bengals. You heard it here first. Oh, I didn't check because I'm super colorblind. The logo for the Super Bowl, what are the two teams that were getting, like the colors? I don't know if anybody saw it. It's got like a wave on there or some, but I don't know what the colors are.
I didn't see it. For next
That's
year,
how they kind of like predict who's going to be in it because they just choose the colors because of the scripting and whatnot that came up.
Right. Okay.
Just wondering if anybody had spotted it.
I need to check. I've not seen it.
Pete, do your research. Alex, you are clearly in denial about something. Bear your soul, my friend.
I'm in denial that this coaching switch up by the Chargers will actually work. I think it's going to be a huge dumpster fire. And the back of my brain is like, yeah, it's going to work. Mike McDonald's going to really change the entire of the offense, and we're going to be fast and fun and blow it. But in the front of my brain, I'm like, nah, this is going to suck. It's going to absolutely implode by mid-season, and he's crazy.
This is just you being the skeptical Chargers fan again. I think they could have hired Jesus himself, and you'd be like, don't know, he's wearing sandals. Like, it's not even a clear team colors that he's.
Why has he got a robot? No, like it's 45 degrees out there. Why has he got a robot?
I'll bring Tariq with him. He'll be fine.
Oh, good. Please.
Oh, that'd be nice. That'd be okay, wouldn't it?
I mean, they just lost one of their best players as an outside linebacker. So Bradley Chubb coming in to replace Khalil Mack wouldn't be a shock.
I'd welcome it. I'd welcome it. Like, and the Chargers have got so much cap space. So much cap space. So, like, if someone's going to pay Bradley Chubb, let it be the Chargers. But that just sounds like a smart move. That's not what the Chargers front office is known for. It just isn't. But I think because the O-line was so crazy this year and it was such a mess, if the first pickup from the Chargers is a defensive player, I think everybody riots.
Yeah.
I think everybody loses their minds.
All three Chiefs fans, Chargers fans. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, here he is. Here he goes.
Not much of a riot, more of a tiff.
Yeah. It's just like outside of Wetherspoons.
Down with that sort of thing. Careful now. Yeah. Father Ted. Sorry, Pete. I didn't realize that you were drinking at the time.
The other one is you remember from Gavin and Stacey the protest about the mast?
Yes.
Everyone's having a barbecue, and then they finally turn up, and they all just glare at them. It's like menacingly glare, and then they just bang in a sign, and it's like, is that it? Is that what we're doing? Is that everything? Yeah. Okay. Right. Home time then.
Classic LA riot move, or at least it would be if anybody was in LA to riot about it. Pete, you've come good and you've fired me through the Super Bowl LXI logo. Now, Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs Eagles.
Clearly. Chiefs Eagles. Boo.
Or Dolphins Cardinals. Could go either way.
Dolphins Cardinals would be hilariously good. Do you not think?
Yeah. That would be brilliant.
It really, the Paul Rudd, like, look at us. How did we get here? That kind of meme. Like, just who'd have thought? Who'd have thought? You and me, Super Bowl. Wow. What a time to be alive. Is there not a little blue? Like you could? Is there a navy blue? Could you not like swing a bears in there?
Yeah, if you squint, it's blue and orange, isn't it? Blue
Yeah.
orange. Yeah.
I mean, you can tell me anything, and I have to agree with you because
We should have just not told you what the colours were, and then gone.
yeah, I'm
he's
like, it's the
yeah,
bears.
they
You're
just
like,
look
yeah, Joel, bears, mate. You guys are assholes. I am in denial because I hands down think that the New Orleans Saints are set to top the NFC South. As much as I enjoyed the Panthers, I think I was pleasantly surprised with the way that Shook did his thing. I don't believe in the salary cap. You don't if you're a Saints fan. It just doesn't exist. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Like, we don't care. Like, we've got an entire football team. We're going to be okay. All right. So I don't give a damn about any of that. We'll restructure some stuff, kick it down the road. And hey, fingers crossed, we might get some compensation from Derek Carr coming back and get picked up by a Super Bowl contender. Come on, Derek Carr. You can do it. If have you not heard this story, Alex? This is fantastic. So Derek Carr on his brother's podcast, because there aren't enough podcasts about the NFL from players and former players. So he sat there with his brother, and his brother's all like, "Would you come out of retirement?" And Derek Carr's like, "The only way I would come out of retirement is if I'm healthy, and if it were for a Super Bowl contender." And the entire internet was aghast for a second before bursting out in laughter. However, if he does get picked up by a Super Bowl contender, comes out of retirement, then the Saints are going to get a little something because he's got 2 years left on his contract.
I mean, I'd rather have had Derek Carr than Philip Rivers this year.
Yeah,
it's not out of the realms, is it? If somebody's doing well and somebody goes down again, a la the Colts, I think Derek Carr's never relied on his mobility, and he's not 104 like Philip Rivers was.
Yeah, and he is healthy and he's throwing well and all this kind of stuff. I think because he's just like out of the loop, he's just allowed himself to like get into a decent shape. So yeah, it could be a nice little comeback story and get picked up somewhere. But yeah, it was quite hilarious. However, to the point that I'm actually making, the Saints are going to win the NFC South comfortably as well. I think Baker and he's had his time. He was a cute story as well for the beginning of for the last season. But who was a cute story for the rest of that season? Tyler Shook. We don't give a shook. That's what's happening. I'm telling you. It's going to be good. I'm dying to see what we do in the draft. I think there's holes everywhere, to be completely honest.
You can just go back to player available, can't you?
Yeah, you just take who you like, and they're going to be fine. And yeah, look, the NFC South is just like anyone's for the taking. And if the Falcons keep getting locked up the way they do, that's going to be good news. Looks like they're probably going to start Kirk Cousins. Absolutely. Fill your boots, Atlanta. Go for it, mate. And then, we always pull out a weird win against the Bucs. Usually when the Bucs are at their hottest, they'll like show up to New Orleans and just like lose 37-9. And nobody understands why or how that happened. So, yeah, easy peasy. You cannot convince me otherwise.
Your predicted first round draft selection is Makai Lemon, which is a wide receiver, which would be great because he will replace Chris Olave when you eventually trade him.
Or he'll replace that really good wide receiver that they just traded away. Super Bowl winning Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah, good on him.
Good for him.
I'm happy for Rashid Shaheed, as are the rest of New Orleans fans. As on behalf of the UK and Ireland Jets fans, we were pleased for New York Jet number 1 draft pick Sam Darnold on winning his Super Bowl. It was a good team, actually, to be fair. The Seahawks are made of people I like, from teams that I like, on a team I like. I can't really argue.
Yeah. It's not even a far-fetched. If you look at this season, it's not a far-fetched request, is it? The Bucs sucked as soon as they lost Cohen to the Jags. They were good for about 6 weeks, and then they got found out very quickly. Oh, we're just going to throw one route to Ibuka over and over and over, and if teams can't defend it until they could, and they had no answers, no creativity. The Panthers have got a guy whose claim to fame is the tallest professional quarterback in his family. I'm like, wow. So it's not a great division. The bar is very, very low to win the NFC South in comparison to others. So it doesn't take a lot.
I don't know if the news broke before or after, or if we didn't speak about it as well. The Saints are going to be playing in Paris, which is cool because they are essentially French, so that's cool. Looks like that's going to probably be against the Cleveland Browns as well. So great news. We get to play the Browns, the Falcons, the Ravens, the Panthers, the Bears, Bengals, Lions, Falcons again, Panthers again, Bucks, Green Bay, Minnesota, Pittsburgh, Buccaneers, and then Raiders, Cardinals, Giants as your last three. Woo-hoo-hoo. Bam! You go immediately from like 8 wins to 11 wins because you just managed to sneak that out at the end.
It's the NFC North and woohoo everything else.
Yeah, just get battered for 3 weeks and then just come out swinging. Like if you can steal a win from the Steelers and the Bucks, there you're looking at a 5-win streak at the end, and then Saints fans can shave their heads because you get 5 wins in a row, and that's what you do when you support teams. Yeah, who'd have thought? I don't even know what he calls himself. That stupid dude with the afro. I hope it never ends. I hope he lives in pure misery until one day he just has to do an apology and say, "Look, guys, I can't take it anymore," and cuts it off, and everyone boos him, and he just fumbles back into obscurity. It's gonna be fantastic. I want to see his soul leave his body. Such a stupid thing. It's great. And now he's got the beef from Wayne Rooney as well. I just love it because Wayne Rooney's horrible as well.
Honestly, bro, I really like if you're going down that avenue, I really respect that guy. I'm a big fan.
He's just growing his hair.
Yeah, but he just wanted to do a silly little internet challenge and do it and post it and do that lot. And he's not when they originally won 4 games in a row, he started being a little pick-me boy about it, and a little bit weird about it, doing that lot. And this time, when they won 4 games in a row, he wasn't that. He was just like, yeah, it might happen, it might not. It's good. It's that. He's just wanting to do his TikToks. He's just wanting to be his little 5 minutes of fame. Let the kid do it. He's been 500 days without a haircut. He looks awful. He looks absolutely terrible.
That's what it's gone forever.
To be fair to him, he must be earning so much money off streams. He's doing interviews with Gerard Piqué. He's getting box seats for the matches at Man United. He probably doesn't want them to win 5. No, just keep winning 4 in a row. I'll just keep making money. I'm never going to get a girlfriend anyway. So I'll just wear hats.
Big
You
hat.
can't even wear hats now because it's
just
too
like Jamiroquai hats.
Oh,
gigantic, oversized baseball caps.
Yeah, it looks like a novelty, but it's not. It's full.
Yeah. If you like Pringle tubes it, will it fit in a top hat?
I reckon. Yeah. I probably have one big dreadlock.
Like Gerald from Hey Arnold.
How did we get onto the United stunt?
I have no idea. It's our thing. New Orleans says it's going to win the NFC South. Pete, give us your final bit of denial. Unless there's more, I don't know. Me and Alex did too.
This season was, as a Bears fan, this season was a magical season. And people
no denying that.
Yeah, no denying that. That happened. And there's been a lot of talk of won a lot of close games. We were very lucky, broke the record for 2 games, for the number of games won where they were losing in the last 2 minutes. And it's unsustainable. I'm in denial. No, this will carry on. We've got the quarterback. We've got the coach. I don't care. I've said all the time momentum is a thing, and that momentum has now stopped. I'm ignoring that. I'm throwing that take in the bin now because it doesn't suit my narrative. That's what podcast hosts do. Yeah. I think it doesn't matter that our schedule is the hardest in the NFL next year. It's ridiculous because going into last season, we had the hardest schedule in the NFL, or second hardest. and it didn't play out like that. So it doesn't matter. It's going to carry on. It's going to keep going like this until in next year we're going to win 15 games in the regular season. The year after we're going to win 20 games in the regular season. It's just going to be a continuous thing. We're going to win more games than we play because that's what's going to happen. And I refuse to accept anything else. It will always be good because last time we had a magical season in 2018, it was always good after that, wasn't it? Because we had a really good run.
Yeah.
Relied on a lot of takeovers, and we had a second-year QB, and we're like, he's a second-year QB. He's shown a lot of flashes, and he can carry on and be much more consistent next year. And it definitely happened. It's definitely going to happen this time.
Definitely.
Guaranteed.
Yes.
Because that's what happened with Joe Burrow when he went to the Super Bowl. That's what happened when Blake Bortles went to the AFC Championship game for the Jags. These things, once they start, you can't stop them. Cam Newton,
they just
similar hype to Caleb, went to the Super Bowl. You knew it was just going to carry on for the next 10 years of dominance that the Carolina Panthers had once that happened. So
no one drops off a cliff. No one.
No, it never happened. Not when you're that good, and not when you've got a second-year quarterback that's highly touted. So, yeah, next year's going to be actually relatively boring because it's just going to be a cakewalk.
Sick of winning.
Yeah.
Oh, you just wait for the postseason. You're ready for the playoffs. You're already just like it's an inevitability. Let's just see who else makes it over the next 18 weeks.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Who's going to feed us in January?
Yeah, we don't even need to do the Pete talks bit about the Bears next season because all it'll be is just him leaning back in his chair, folding his arm, nodding, and going, "I told you."
Yeah.
See, And now to Pete with our report of the Bears. See, carry on with the show.
You guys just bask in my reflected glory.
Decent. Good. I'm glad we're back. We're back in form. I reckon. Like as a podcast, this feels better. We had that week off, and much like the Bears, we're just gonna continue on this train and just keep getting better. Will we do it every week? Let's see. Like there's gonna be some stuff going on. I'm sure somebody might have a holiday here and there, and you just never know. But I appreciate the pair of you and anybody who managed to watch along, comments, anybody who's not watching it live. We know who you are. Join in next time. But yeah, anything anybody wants to say?
Look forward to next week.
Yeah. Alex, any tidbits of wisdom?
Be kind to receptionists.
Oh, that's good advice.